So, welcome, family. I hope that you all doing fantastic. It says low. Can you hear me now? All right. I hope you can hear me. All right. Can you hear me now? How? All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So, thank you so much for hopping on today, Saturday, December 17, 2022. It's an honor to have you guys today. I decided to do the call today later on because I had things to do in the morning, but I didn't want to miss out on doing the call today. I didn't want to procrastinate. I wanted to stay consistent with be able to, serve and, lead someone that might need to hear this message today. Um, so I hope that you guys are able to relate, that this message is really what you guys needed to hear. And I'm so happy and grateful that God allowed me to show up and that I'm here today to be able to share the knowledge. So let's get started. So, the topic today is that you have the choice to decide what you want in life, right? You have the choice to decide what you want in life. So we are afraid of the unknown, but in the end, you are the one who creates your future based on what you do today. Really, this is how simple it gets. Your future is dependent on what you do today. Your decision, mindset, your actions, your words will determine how your future will be. So everything in your life happens for a reason. So we got to become aware really what's going on around us daily and what actions we got to take to change things, right? So, do you rather obey and understand God's commands and the plans he has over your life now, or you rather take the longer route to end up back where you need to be? So, which one you prefer? Will you prefer to understand and obey God's commands now, or you rather take the longer route to end back where you need to be later on? I'd rather obey him now, because sometimes in the longer route we get discouraged, we get disappointed, we feel like he's not there. All these thoughts comes into mind. So things happen because he wants to guide us to where we need to be. So regardless of the fact that we don't obey or understand his plans, we still end up where we need to be, right? And so in the end, no matter what we do, God allow us to make a choice. This is so powerful. Remember that. God allow us to make a choice. He is so good that he gives us the ability to make a choice over our life, because if not, he would have control over it already. But he is so good that he allow us to make the choice, right? We have a privilege that he allow us to wake up each day. Remember that. He allow us to wake up each day. So don't let that go over your head, right? Do not let that go over your head. God allowed us to wake up. Why? Because he's not done with us. Just always remember that you might be going through something, or you woke up not as happy. Just know that we woke up because God is not done. He's just simply not done, right? He allow us to go through the journey of our life because he has so much confidence in us to become his testimony to help others going through the same. Remember, it is his testimony, not ours. So he has the confidence in us, knowing that we're gonna get out of that. He knows that we will. So we go through these situations because our story, our joy, the fact that he allowing us to go get out of that situation is so that we could go ahead and rejoice in his name. So we could go ahead and spread the word and show people that God is real, that God can do a lot of things. So again, it's his testimonies, not ours. So he's using us, whatever situation that we're going through, so that we can help someone else going through the same thing, that need guidance, that need our confidence, right? So depending on the decision that you make will determine your life tomorrow. So you got to make the decision today. You got to make wise choices on what you're going to do, because that will determine your life. So do not let that go over your head. When you're doing something, think about it carefully. Why? Because the decision that you make will determine your life tomorrow and 5 years from now. So in the end, what we do will redirect us, what is meant for us. But understand that what I just said, God is still going to place us where we need to be. Is that we need to learn something that we still have not learned, and we do not want to learn because it's so hard. But nothing in life is hard until you tell yourself that it is. So I want you guys to remember, if that we do not plan to fail, we fail to plan. So fail big. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you feel passionate about. Don't be afraid to go ahead and do the things that you love to do. So for example, I've been procrastinating this whole year to do this calls when I've been consistent for 4+ years now. So why did I decided to not want to do these calls? Why I felt so unsatisfied? Why I felt like I wasn't good enough? But I told myself I gotta work on myself. I gotta continue doing these calls because there's someone out there that needs to hear this. And if I don't show up, then that person didn't hear that message. So today, I decided to go ahead and work. Missed my call at 1, but I said to myself, I have to make the time to go ahead and preach and share the knowledge that I got, that God placed in my heart to share. Why? Because there's a reason to everything. Everything happens for a reason. So you got to take chances. Take chances. In life, you got to take chances. Don't be afraid to go and think beyond the box. Don't be afraid to fail big and dream big. Why we are so afraid to fail? Once you fail, you understand that it didn't work out. So you got to do something different. You got to retry again. So again, you got to dream big. No matter what you're going through, you got to dream big. You got to continue going. You got to stay consistent. Because God is going to continue giving us the tools, but we got to take the actions to go ahead and do it. He's not going to give us everything. That's something that I never really understood. I kept preaching. I kept praying. I'm like, God, please, 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 please. But I wasn't doing the work. So God is going to give me everything, but I have to stay consistent each day. And I have to remember that if I woke up, it's because he gave me the privilege to wake up, because he's not done with me. So I have to continue showing up, not for myself, but for someone else out there that needs that. So that could happen with you as well. Stop waiting for the time to be perfect, because it will never be. Right? Dreams without goals are just dreams that will ultimately turn into disappointment. So if you have a dream, you have to set goals. You have to have goals, life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. But do not put too much pressure on yourself that you didn't hit that goal. Go and go again, plan again, and do it again. Because you fail the first time doesn't mean that you're going to fail the second time. And if you fail the second time, you got to keep trying until you succeed. Nothing in life is easy. But if you make it hard, it will be hard. It's just how life will be repeatedly in your life. If you don't think outside the box, if you don't see what God is doing in your life, what he's trying to teach you, what he's trying to change in you, that is not helping you, you got to set that tone within yourself and say, I'm going to make the decision to change the way I think, the way I move, the way I talk, right? Because that's what's going to determine your tomorrow, right? Do not leave things that you could do today for tomorrow, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Today is, because we are here today in this moment, right? So understand that to achieve these goals, you must have discipline and consistency. If you got those two, you're going to achieve it. You stay consistent, you're going to achieve your goals. If you have discipline with yourself, you're going to achieve your goals. You're going to be successful. Work hard and plan towards your goal will help you succeed. But if you just plan a goal and you just be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it next week, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, do not be upset that you didn't hit that goal, because you're not taking action to hit that goal. So what are you gonna do today to get closer to your goals? And it could be your daily goals. It don't have to be the yearly goal. It could be the daily goal. It could be the day goal. It could be a second goal. Remember, we put too much pressure on ourselves for the things that we don't accomplish for tomorrow. Let tomorrow come and work. It works on its own. Let it happen on its own. But you got to stay consistent with achieving that goal, right? Doing a lot more doesn't mean that you're getting a lot done. Don't confuse movement with progress. So you got to take things one step at a time. Continue to strive, continue to have goals, to continue to progress, because I guarantee that you're going to get closer to that dream. You're going to get closer to that goal. But if you don't do what it takes, you're going to stay in the same place that you've been all this time. And it's so easy for us to be disappointed. It's so easy for us to be sad. It's so easy for us to be unhappy and not satisfied with what we want in life because we're not taking actions to what we want. So do not be upset. Why? Because you're not making the decision to do what you need to do to get closer to what you want, right? So I was listening to this personal development video by Dr. Monroe, which is an amazing, amazing preacher. Sadly, he's no longer in this earth, but his message is still out there. So that's so you can understand that if you continue doing what you need to do, your message is going to be spread to the world. Right? So I hope this is inspiring you so that you could go ahead and make the decision to go after what really makes your life, makes your soul happy. What makes you passionate about. Do it, right? So he was saying that the principle of planning and preparation, right? The two most powerful things in this world that we deal every day and we have no control of or we could stop is time and change. Those are the two things that we cannot never change or control or stop. You cannot control time or change because it's the raw material of life, he said. So it is a difficult component in our life to manage, right? Because we cannot stop it. Whether you like it or not, New Year's is coming. Tomorrow is a new day. Next minute is another minute, right? So at the end of the day, you can't control time and you can't control change, right? So a man life consists of how he manage and uses time and change. So you will be running in a place of time, and it will never get you nowhere because you're not taking the actions that you need to take to get closer to that goal. So if you don't manage your time correctly, and if you don't know how to adapt with change, you're going to stay stagnant. You're going to continue seeing the same results. And I'm not going to lie. I've been in that situation. I am in a situation where I'm pushing my old self to get out of that comfort zone. Why? Because each year we get into a comfort zone. Each second we get into a comfort zone that we don't want to get out of because we're so comfortable on. And it's so easy to get comfortable, but it's so hard to get uncomfortable. So we have to go with what's better. So go with what's better and not what's easy. Go with what makes sense, right? Go with what makes sense with you, right? Because what we become the result of how we use our time and how we manage the changes in our life. So remember that you are the product of those two things, time and change. You are the product of those two things. So the key to your future is how successful you manage time and change. Those are the two key things that will help you, right? Will help you succeed. And how to have a better future is how you manage time and how you manage change, right? All you could do with them is manage them. You become what you are based on how you manage over them. So what are you gonna do with your time? What are you gonna do with your time? What are you gonna do with the changes that happens in your life daily? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do whatever it takes to change? Are you gonna do whatever it takes to be better? Are you gonna grow? Do you want to stay in the same situation that you have been? Because I don't know about you, but I have so much passion to want to grow, to want to change, to want to elevate. Because I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. So it has to be now upon myself to do these changes within myself, right? So you cannot stop them. You cannot stop time and you cannot stop change. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving, right? They build your life. they will continue building your life. Time and change is a building block. And that's what we all have in common. Because we all have 24 hours in a day, and all of us have a subject or subject to change. We all could change. No one could not tell you that you cannot change. You telling yourself that you cannot change. But each one of us can change for the better or for the worse. You're the one that make the decision which one you want. If you want a happy life, you're going to do what it takes to have a happy life. And remember, happiness is within yourself. So what are you telling every single day to be happy? What are you doing? Right? What are you doing to be that happy self? What are you telling yourself every single day? Every day you have to plan. You have to plan your day. You have to plan it. Because if you don't plan it, then you're not really directing yourself to anything. So you become what you are by how you use your 24 hours. The secret to this life is effectively on management in time and change. How effective are you managing those two things? You are the product of how you use your time and how you manage time and how you manage the changes that you've been through, right? You have to tell yourself, who is the person that I want to become 5 years from now? What would I become from 10 years from now? Will you become 10 years from now is of your souls that with what you do with time and changes. So tell yourself, how can I manage my time? How can I deal with the changes that happens in my life? Am I learning the lesson? Am I understanding what really I'm going through? Right? Time is an amazing power because God is the one providing that. Every day, week, month, or year is a gift that God gave us, that is given to us by God. Do not let that go over your head. We wake up every single day thinking like it's cute, but at the end of the day, you got to understand that it's given. Your life, it was given. So what are you going to do today to deserve to live the life that you want to live? Because at the end of the day, we don't have that much time. We don't have that much time to fulfill those goals and assignment that God placed us to do. That gift that God gave us to fulfill. So you don't have forever to fulfill it. You don't. So that's what I was telling myself. Damn, I want to become a motivational speaker. I want to be able to impact the world. I'm not satisfied with just the small. I want to go big. I want to dream big. Because I feel like there's more people out there that needs to hear this message. There's more people out there that needs this. That needs to hear this. So why am I stopping myself to do that? Why am I not managing my time better? Why am I not dealing with the changes the way I'm supposed to deal with it? And if I do not know how to manage it, I'm asking God, the one that knows how to teach me, right? That will teach me how to do it. Why not ask him? And he will guide us. Because we forget at the end of the day that we could pray to him and ask him and he will provide, right? So you were sent on this earth to do something, and it was given with a certain amount of time. So what are you going to do to get that? What are you going to do to go after that calling that he has placed you to do? What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? Because we think that we have enough time. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So what are you doing now with the time? How are you going to manage time and changes? Right? What do you do with your time or the year that has passed? What are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Are you going to do something? Are you going to change? Or are you going to stay the same? So based on the decision that you make will determine your future, will determine your tomorrow. So just think for a second. How much time did I waste with that person that didn't have the same interest as me in success? How much time did I waste in involving in habits that didn't improve my life? How much time did I really waste? Ask yourself that. Let's be raw and real with ourselves. Why? Because we want to have so much talk and conversation with other people, but we don't have that with ourselves. We have to learn how to come within ourselves and have that conversation. Because at the end of the day, the power is in yourself, not outside. The power that you carry, the power that God gave you is within yourself. You just got to take the time to find out. You got to take the time to take that out of you. To take that lion, that beast that God made to be able to do big and amazing things in this world. Right? Things that you can't always control is your words, your actions, your attitude, your perspective, your focus, your effort, and your energy. Those are things that you can't control. You control that because it's you that we're talking about. It's you and I that we're talking about. So you can only control how you show up each day in this world. That's what you could control. That goes back to managing your time. Right? You can only control how you show up in this world. You cannot control how others showed up. You cannot continue to waste your time trying to change people that won't change. Right? You can positively influence them, and inspire them, but understand that they're gonna change on their own. Your actions might inspire them, but it has to come from an inside job. They have to want it. They have to want to seek that. You cannot change someone. Your actions will determine how they will move. Because if they see me being so positive, growing and working and on myself, they're going to say, wow, I want to do that. So that's why you got to show up each day. What you could control is how you show up each day in this world. Right? That's what you could do. Literally. So you need to understand that you hold a space for those that you love, but never feel guilty if they don't seek the same path of growth. Don't feel bad. God made us each one of us different with a different purpose and a different timing for us, because our timing are all different, and we need to be okay with that. If God is okay with that, you need to be okay with that. Right? Learn to accept all various paths people take in life, and that gives you inner peace, because you're no longer wanting to control, wanting to help. And that was me. I was so frustrated because I find myself to be an empath. I feel people. I feel people pain. Everything I feel, whatever you're going through, I feel it. And sometimes I have so much burning desire to want to help someone change and push them to be that person. But I understand that their level of awareness and discipline and consistency is not the same as mine. So as much as I want them for them, they need to want it themselves. And I need to be okay with that. I need to be okay with that. So I understand that if I continue going and growing, I'm going to be in a higher level of my life. And I do not mind helping those along the way, because that's what you have to do. You got to get up there to help those come up as well. Me, before, I was just trying to have everybody push up with me, and it was only bringing me down. So at the end of the day, you got to focus on how you could show up each day. Focus on how you can be better, and those around you will be better as well. So things to be more intentional with is yourself. Be more intentional with yourself and how you show up. Show up each day with an intention, right? Excuse me. Things to be more intentional with is your joy, your time, your peace, your health, your energy, your choices, your self-care. That is so important. How you treat yourself is very important. Self-care is essential, right? Because the same way you love yourself, you're going to be able to love others. You're not expecting anything in return because you're giving it from a full cup. So self-care is needed, right? So more things that you need to be intentional with is your work, self-work. Meeting your needs. How you going to prioritize yourself in your life? We prioritize so many people and so many things that we don't prioritize ourselves, right? Another thing to be more intentional is who you spend time with. Remember what I said. You can't control time or changes, but you can manage them. So manage time. Manage how you work with that, right? Choose wisely what you do with your time. Choose wisely. Time is ticking and we all got 24 hours. So we got to be wise on how we use our time, right? So something that I wanted to share with you guys is that what we treasure in this life the is just the temporary things. We treasure ungodly things, right? Wealth and power, because those things promise us happiness, and personal happiness is the high idea of this world, right? We are so focused on that. However, the Christians has a treasure that is so valuable that the world will do anything to have it and anything to be part of that. If you knew you had that. If you knew you had that, you wouldn't be so worried about it. But we don't take the time to find out about it. So the treasure we have found and we should find and seek is in Christ, the source of everlasting life. What I want to say with this is that we find immortality in Christ. Jesus has abolished death and brought us life and immortality to light up this world through the gospel. Because without him, we would not be here. Right? Remember that. God itself is everlasting life. Everything that we do on this earth is temporary. So what are you doing with your time to have that closer relationship with God? Because let's say you was to become a millionaire. Let's say you got to travel the world. Let's say you become a motivational speaker. Right? Because we're seeking the ungodly things, right? Those treasures that we feel like it's gonna be the best, in which it would be, right? To have wealth and power, because we feel like that's gonna fill our happiness. But understand that without Christ, nothing is possible. Nothing is possible without Christ. Let me tell you. Because remember what I said earlier. He gave us the power to wake up. He gave us the ability to wake up. He chose us to do the things that we are assigned to do. So we have a privilege, right? To have him, to seek us, right? To love us. Someone that will never change. Someone that will never change. Because us, humans, you do something funny to me, I'm cutting you off. Right? I don't forgive you easily. It's hard for me to forget the past. But God forgives it in the blink of a second once you ask him to forgive you. Once you seek him, he's already loving you. It doesn't matter what you did in this world. He will always love you. So understand that without Christ, we are nothing. And we will never be nothing. Because of him, we are here. So do not take that lightly. Wake up each day with gratitude that he woke you up. With gratitude that he chosen you to do his assignments. Because we're not here forever. Time will pass. But you need to understand that you got to fulfill those things that he placed in your heart to do. So Paul has said in Colossians 1 verse 27, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ is in you already. He is with us and in us. So may God give us the wisdom to make known what we have in Christ. How often do you think of what to say to the unsafe? Do you want to share to the world about the gospel? Do you want to share about the world that we need Christ and that without him we are nothing? What are you thinking of to saying to those that do not know about Christ? What are we going to do every single day to get closer to that? What you think that God just placed that in our heart to not do it? You know how many times I used to be afraid to talk about God in the past? And I said to myself, like, why are you afraid? But that's because the devil didn't want me to talk about him. So again, what are you going to do? How are you going to show up today, each day? What are you going to do today to get closer to what God called you to do? Are you going to preach what he has placed in your heart to do? Right? Or are you going to still be afraid to take that step, to take that action to get closer to what he called you to do? right? So you could say to the Lord, Father, teach me how to reach sinners before it's too late. Because I'm going to tell you guys something. Jesus Christ is coming. He's coming, and I'm not sure when. So let's not wait until the time comes to be like, Jesus, please forgive me. Let's take action today. Let's seek him. Understand that once we seek him and we declare that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior, we are already part of what he has planned for us, because we are declaring with our mouth that he is the Lord and Savior of our life. So when you feel you might feel you're at the tip of the breakthrough, right? But you got to continue moving forward, because you're about to enter a next level in your life that is going to be remarkable. And let me tell you something, guys. Whenever you do anything, seek God. Ask him, do you think this is what I need to do? Do you think this is the best thing? Ask him and he would answer. Always include him in your plans, right? In your plans, always include him. Always include him. Because God, your plans is God's plans. It's been his plans, right? Remember what I said earlier. He allow us to make the choices. He allow us to make a decision, right? So let go of what you cannot control. Pour your heart and soul into your art and mission. Find the courage to find it in yourself. To have the courage to figure yourself out, to do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for you to do it tomorrow. The time will never be right. It will never be right. Just do it. Just take the chances, right? You have to make the decision that you will prosper and grow, right? You have to make the decision, right? You have to make the decision. You got to make the decision. It's just really how it works. You got to make the decision that you're going to change and you're going to grow, you're going to prosper. The moment you decide to go all in, your dreams, right? The moment you decide to go all in, you eliminate the fear of what other things or perceive, and everything will be set in motion, right? Because you're not focusing on what other people are doing. You're focusing on your goals, on your dreams. The choice you make will determine what happens next. So trust in the divine timing of your path. Stop comparing yourself, because that's going to rob you from your full potential. It's going to rob you from your full potential. Keep rising above. Keep seeking God. Keep praising him. Keep placing him into your life, and he will continue helping you strive. Right? We are all scared of the unknown, but once you say to yourself, I will allow myself and those around me the freedom to be as they are, I would factor in uncertainty as an essential ingredient of my experience, right? Through the wisdom of uncertainty, I will find security. This is you getting uncomfortable with the unknown, right? This is you getting comfortable with knowing that you're going to be okay with what you're not sure of, because you're showing up each day doing your best, right? Another thing you could continue saying to yourself, I will not really impose my ideas on how things should be. I'm going to let things be the way it should be, because what is meant will come to me, right? I'm going to continue showing up and doing my part, right? You have made so many good decisions that you have put on a powerful path of expansion. Just continue making good decisions. Continue to show up to that person that you see yourself to be. And you're going to have such an expansion of growth, because you're doing what it takes to get there, right? You will soon see many blessings flow into your life as the result of the seed you have planted and the seed that you have sown, right? Trust that the wave of positive momentum is heading your way. Once you believe that you deserve the best, you're going to attract that, and you're going to receive that. Grow in silence. Work on yourself in private. And in a world of constant distraction, and stimulation, take time to unplug, right, from that and connect with yourself and do the inner work. This is what's gonna help you get closer to your dreams and goals. And remember, you have to continue planning, right? You gotta continue to plan, because if we don't plan, we don't plan to fail. We fail to plan. So, are you gonna plan today to get closer to your goals? Are you gonna plan today to be that person that you always see yourself to be, right? Are you gonna manage your time? Are you gonna be able to manage how to change the things that, how to manage changes in your life, right? Are you going to do whatever it takes to get closer to your goals? I don't want you 5 years from now regretting that you didn't do what it takes today. Time has already been, time flies. Time has been passing and will continue to pass. All what matters is the decision that you make today and the choice that you make today. So I hope that today's call was a powerful message that you all needed. It was truly an honor to have you guys hear me out and be able to receive this message with open arm and open awareness and mindset. I pray that God continue to use you as a vessel to be able to do the assignment that He planned into your life. But also, I pray that God continue to be with you in the situation of difficulties that you find yourself, because you're just worrying about how tomorrow will be. I want you guys to focus on how you could be better today by the decisions that you make and how you talk to yourself in the moment of the storm, right? And continue to seek God and continue to place Him as the center of your life. And I promise you that your life will be so much at peace and you're going to have so much wisdom along the way. So I hope that you guys have a blessed day. And I see you guys next Saturday. And I'm honored to continue to show up and be God's vessel to be able to share His message. I love you guys. Have a blessed Saturday. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. I hope you enjoy the call.